This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. One of the greatest compliments I was ever given as Mr. Bill was a father. He came up to me and he said, "Mr. Bill, you going to be over at the swimming pool this summer?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll be there." And he said, "Then I don't have a thing to worry about. Because before anything or anybody would hurt my children, you'd be dead. I know that." And he said, "You don't fight fair." And he said, "I've also seen you with a tomahawk and a knife. Not counting, you're one of the best shots I've ever seen in my life." He said, "So without question, my kids are safe up here." And I said, "Well, in a way, I am a sheepdog for the children of this town. There's no question there, if I'm there. If I am there. But not always is Mr. Bill there. And so this video is to give you some tips on your children's safety. Nightly news had 2 girls attacked and murdered. All they were doing was walking along a railroad track, and somebody came up and accosted them, forced them down into the canyon. They do have some recording of his voice on one of the phones that one of the girls had, thank God, and maybe they can catch this man. He killed those 2 girls. Probably did more than that to them. He can be grateful that I don't get a hold of him. And many of you would do the same thing. With that in mind, that won't bring those girls back. But perhaps this video might save somebody. And the video is to discuss defending your children. And the major thing that they have is between their ears, instinct. Does this feel right? Do I feel like there's some threatening or just not right? More than once I've left an area because my hair stood up in the back of my head. Something isn't right. I walked down a canyon numerous times and something would say, "Don't go there. Don't go there." Not verbally, but just the feeling, "Don't go over there. Go this way." And I would. And I have been very lucky accordingly. With that in mind, children can use that same instinct, and the more you use it, the better you'll get by listening to it. I know it's fun to be a child, but you also have to understand that there are possible dangers out there. The world isn't going to let you pack a gun if you're a child, even though this is just a pellet gun. And most of the world wouldn't understand a knife with a child, even though my children, I started teaching them to fight with a knife at 6 years old, with rubber knives, absolutely. And of course, one of the things I like for any kind of a responsible child would be to carry tear gas, not to school, of course, but if they're going on walks where they're going to be alone, this would buy them some safety against not only an attacker, a man, but rather also a dog or anything that might come in on them. A tear gas might just buy them time and survive with this. Keep that in mind. But training would have to be done with it, as well as responsible use of it. And if your child is mature enough and responsible enough, I sure would advise a tear gas possible. Sometimes people talk about something like this, but these taser type things, shock toys, you got to be too close. Too easily get it knocked out of your hand, and then it could be used on you. One of the tools that I talk about for children that they can take almost anywhere, and in fact I think they can take them to school as far as that goes, is just simply a flashlight to and from school. And what good is a flashlight? Well, these strobe flashlights are so powerful, you shine it in somebody's eyes, he's going to see spots in front of his eyes and he cannot see during the time it's shining in his eyes. That could give you 2-3 seconds to escape by just simply having a flashlight. And the power of that flashlight is nothing short of amazing. And rest assured, you cannot see when it's shining in your eyes. A flashlight, simple, few dollars, might mean the difference between life and death for your child. Be thinking about other things, and if any of you out there have some other suggestions, for God's sake, put them in here or make your own video on it. Let's keep our children safe, because unfortunately the parents, the teachers, preachers, and cops can't always be there. Not even Mr. Bill can be there and be everywhere to protect your children.